Hello, friends. Um, I'm Garima Jain, Assistant Professor in English in MSJ College, Bharatpur, Rajasthan. And this is an e lecture about William Wordsworth's poem, 3 Years She Grew in Sun and Shower. This poem is prescribed for the students of BA Part First in General English paper. So let's begin. Let's have a little introduction about William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is a romantic poet. His lifespan is from 1770 to 1850. Uh, William Wordsworth is known as a prominent nature poet. He spent his life in the company of nature, and nature had a very prominent, overwhelming influence over his life, over his philosophy, over his thoughts, and over his poetry. This poem, 3 Years She Grew in Sun and Shower, is one of Wordsworth's Lucy group of poems. And this poem also presents Wordsworth's philosophy about nature, which is that nature is the best guardian, nature is the best nurse and teacher for human being. There is nothing more powerful, more eminent force in the world as nature is. Nature has the power to shape, to mold the character and personality of anyone. In this poem, Wordsworth tells us the story of a little girl, Lucy, who was nourished by nature herself, and how she got all knowledge, how she got all kinds of nourishment from nature itself. Nature has both the powers to mold, to as well as to nature has the power to mold as well as to restrain. It checks whenever the person is wrong, it restrains him from doing wrong things. Wordsworth has written a poem, a very long epic poem, Prelude, which is a which is an autobiographical poem. And in Prelude, it is in 14 books. He has told us about the influence of nature on his own life. And there are many incidents, many real life incidents, in which he tells us that how nature checked him, how nature balanced him, how nature told him not to do anything wrong. Let's come to the poem. So we begin. 3 years she grew in sun and shower. Then nature said, a lovelier flower on earth was never sown. This child I to myself will take, she shall be mine, and I will make a lady of my own. So the first 3 formative years, she, she is here Lucy herself. Lucy is a little girl, an imaginary girl here. She grew in sun and shower. She grew in sun and shower, in in the light of sun and under the drops of shower, that is in the company of nature, in the company of external nature. She grew. Nature was her foster parent. Then nature said, a lovelier flower on earth was never sown. And then nature herself said, so we see here that nature is spoken of both as an external force as well as an internal force. So, when the poet is regarding nature as sun and shower, this is external nature, and when nature is said of speaking itself, when nature is speaking itself, then it is an internal nature. So then nature said, a lovelier flower on earth was never sown. That is, that Lucy is the most lovely, Lucy is the loveliest flower on earth. No better soul is born on this earth as Lucy. This child I to myself will take. And then nature takes this determination that now I will be the foster parent of this child, Lucy. I will foster her, I will nourish her, I will guide her, she shall be mine, and I will make a lady of my own. She shall be mine, she will be my own child. I will nourish her, and I will make a lady of my own, and she will be a lady of my own making. Means I will make her into a beautiful, into a most generous, wise, intelligent, and beautiful lady. So this is how nature decides to take upon Lucy, how to foster Lucy to nourish Lucy. Then again nature says something. Myself will to my darling be, both law and impulse, and with me the girl in rock and plain, in earth and heaven, in glade and bower, shall feel an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. Myself will to my darling be, my darling, that my beloved, my beautiful, my lovely, my darling child Lucy, I will be to my beautiful, lovely child both law and impulse, both a power of law as well as a power of impulse. That is, I will tell her all the rules, all the laws of nature, what is good, what is not good. I will teach her. And impulse is sudden flow of emotion. Impulse is an opposite of law, which not need which does not know. Impulse is something which does not know any law. Impulse is something which does not know any rule. So I will teach her both these things. I will teach her the laws, the rules, what is good, what is not good, and I will also teach her the sudden flow of emotions. How spontaneity is also essential in life. How impulse is also is also essential in life. How impulse is also important in life. I will teach these both to my darling Lucy. This is being said by nature itself. And with girl, in, and she be with me in rock and plain, in hills and in plains, in earth and heaven. She will enjoy the earthly beauty as well as the heavenly beauty with me. In glade and bower. Glade Glade is an open space, a kind of forest where there are woods, where there are forests, where there are trees. And bower is again a kind of rich, dense forest. So, in all these different kinds of places, that is in hills, in plains, earthly beauty, in heavenly beauty, in glades and bowers, shall feel an overseeing power to kindle or restrain. And in these beauties of nature, girl Lucy, she will realize an overseeing power, a kind of power which oversees men, a kind of divine power in nature which keeps an eye on all the doings of men. To kindle or restrain. To kindle or restrain. This power, this power is responsible. This power, which power? The power of nature. An overseeing power. This power has the effect to kindle to blow, to arise certain kind of emotions in men. And also this natural agency has been to put a check on our wrongdoings. Means we can understand it like this, that we as human beings don't do everything as if, as if on principle ground. Our emotions are not governed by, all the time they are not governed by principles. Okay, like if we have to take some decision, it's not like that we go to some book and then we find out that what we should do in this situation. Like if a beggar comes, sometimes we gives him something, sometimes we don't give him something. So this decision of giving the beggar something or not giving the beggar something is not decided by anything written or by any principle. Who is it? What is it that makes us taking this decision? Our instinct, our impulse. The poet is here saying that these instincts, these impulses are governed by natural power, by the power of nature. This power of nature, it tells us how to stir up emotions in our heart and how